Regan Slaymaker for Radiant.Green. I'm the pleasure to be joined by the Right Honourable Gentleman Chris Skidmore, the Chair of the Independent Review on Net Zero. Chris, how are you today?
Very well, thanks. I've had a great opportunity to see what the opportunities solar and storage offers, and fantastic to see so many exhibitors and give a keynote speech this morning.
Definitely. How did the keynote speech go? Obviously, it was very well attended. Obviously, it's doing well on socials as well. But why is it so important for you to have such a key position and key speaking position at Solar and Storage Live?
So, for myself, as both the former Energy Minister that signed Net Zero into law, but also the chair of the Net Zero Review, the government commission that came out earlier this year, solar was a key component of delivering on the net zero pathway. I was asked to look at how we could make the net zero transition more efficient and affordable, and I came down on a conclusion that solar was effectively the cheapest form of renewable energy. We really need to turbocharge, have a solar rooftop revolution, a solar farm revolution, to really demonstrate that this is the renewable technology of the future that can really also help reduce householders' bills.
Definitely. I was speaking to the Chief Executive of Solar Energy UK the other day, Chris Hewitt, and we were talking about kind of the challenges that face mass solar uptake basically across the UK as well. What would you say, in your opinion, is the main challenge to basically distributing solar en masse across the UK?
I think the key challenge has to be grid and has to be infrastructure. That was a number one priority mission in the Mission Zero report. That there is unacceptable delays that solar installations are facing getting grid connections. Also planning. When you look at the system as it currently stands, it was designed before net zero existed. And trying to prioritise solar farms, trying to ensure that there's not an artificial barrier around sort of 50 megawatt capacity, which is obsolete and out of date now, I think is really important, because we are living in revolutionary times. We're seeing other countries now escalate their use of solar. We're in a global net zero race. The material supply chains, the labour market supply chains might go elsewhere. So we really do need to sort of set out a long-term strategic plan for solar, and then remove those barriers that are currently in the way.
Definitely. Obviously, there's a lot of kind of technologies on display here. I feel like I'm educating myself on solar every minute that I'm here. But what would you say the key technologies that need to be put in place to enhance the grid kind of infrastructure and increase the likelihood of solar en masse in the UK?
I think one of the key things is if we're going to make that transition, I'd said this in my speech earlier on into solar and storage, that we need to make this user focused. We need to be able to empower the householder, not just to be a recipient of energy, not just be a user of energy, but themselves to have that opportunity to share in the energy conversation, to have flexibility on the grid, so that actually we're seeing people generate their own energy from solar, store that energy, release it back onto use at times when at night time and elsewhere. And I've had the opportunity to see PowerServe earlier on. I'm here now with Give Energy. Really innovative examples that aren't just about the technology. It's about what's the outcome and the purpose of the technology, and that's making life easier for people. And if we can demonstrate that, that's where we're going to get this sort of ramp up and a massive deployment of solar for the future.
Definitely, and also consumers can save money as well. I think that's the main thing that they want as well. Chris, I know you're a very busy man today, so thank you very much for giving me your time today, and thank you for coming to Solar and Storage Live.
My pleasure.
Cheers. Thank you very much.